Hello everybody, my name is Dragon. Welcome back my channel Health Fitness 1047. Here is the episode new. Follow me.
Action film G20, starring Viola Davis, an ambitious project that is different from the classic roles that made her name. The film G20 is a new action film, in which Viola Davis plays President Danielle Sutton of the United States. The plot revolves around the event of the G20 summit being attacked and occupied by terrorists. In the urgent and chaotic situation, President Sutton must use all of her political skills and military experience to protect her family, international leaders and global security. The film is produced by Amazon MGM Studios and released exclusively on the Prime Video platform on April 10, 2025. 1. A president, committed and muscular Viola Davis, an actress who has won all 4 prestigious EGOT awards, Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony, is no stranger to heavy psychological roles. But in G20, she completely transformed into a head of state who acts in real combat, not afraid to jump through glass, punch and hit, and fight with terrorists. Viola shared in an interview with the Times of London that she wanted to make a film that is mass entertainment, suitable for families, while emphasizing, not every film has to be Oscar-winning. It is a remarkable shift in thinking from a star who used to represent complex, tear-jerking roles to a muscular president model, closer to the mass audience. 2. The image of black female leadership in the post-2024 political context is sensitive but noteworthy. Point is the political context after the 2024 election, when Donald Trump was re-elected, surpassing former Vice President Kamala Harris, the first woman of color to ever hold the position of U.S. Vice President. In that polarized atmosphere, the appearance of a black female president on screen is even more symbolic and controversial. Viola frankly shared, "I don't think it's unreasonable to imagine someone who looks like me as president." She believes that although audiences may feel regretful when watching the film in the current political context, the ultimate goal is still to touch the hearts of the audience. 3. Breaking stereotypes about women's age and body shape. In the interview, Viola humorously admitted that she sometimes complains about action scenes because she is a woman of a certain age. However, she also strongly rejects rigid beauty standards. "I'm not afraid to look muscular. I'm not trying to lose weight just to be on the cover of a magazine. I want to represent real women, strong, capable, and courageous." This message is not only a feminist affirmation, but also a voice for middle-aged women who are often overlooked by Hollywood for action roles. G20 is more than just an entertaining action film. It is a social statement, a direct response to the limits that the film industry and society often place on women, especially older, black women. Viola Davis's proactive choice of this script, instead of waiting for an Oscar-worthy script, shows a shift in the mindset of veteran actors themselves, wanting to break the cycle of heavy roles. Find joy in the ability to connect with a mass audience. This is a wise and strategic choice at a time when cinema is trying to diversify its content. However, G20 may also face mixed reactions. Some viewers may think that the image of the president in action is irrational or overdramatic. But in the action film genre like Air Force One, London Has Fallen, or White House Down, G20 simply changes the national leader from male to female, something that is long overdue on the screen. The film G20 is an important milestone in Viola Davis's career, not because of its artistic depth, but because of its proactive reshaping and conveying a strong social message through a popular work. This is a purposeful entertainment film with a feminist spirit, action, and aspiration for representation for all those who have ever felt forgotten in mainstream cinema. If you saw Viola Davis cry in Fences, prepare to see her break glass and save the world. Social reactions to the release of Viola Davis's G20, a picture of mixed opinions, polarization and political and cultural implications. 1. Praise. A punch in the face of prejudice. As soon as G20 was released on Prime Video on April 10, 2025, many audiences and critics strongly praised Viola Davis's transformation into a bold, muscular and decisive female president of color. On platforms such as Rotten Tomatoes and Letterboxd, many reviews praised the film as more than just an action movie. It is also a statement about leadership and representation. In particular, female critics and minority writers praised the way the film demythologized the white male president model that has dominated the screen for decades. One viewer on X, Twitter, wrote, "I wish my mother had seen this before she died. A woman, brown, standing in the middle of international violence and not backing down." Not only that, the image of President Danielle Sutton daring to jump through glass, coordinate the hostage rescue operation and battle with the terrorist leader has been compared to both Sarah Connor, Terminator, and President Whitmore, Independence Day, but with a clearer emotional and political depth. 2. Criticism. Leftist political fantasy. However, not everyone agrees. On conservative media channels and far-right groups, the opposite reaction is harsh and politically tinged. On Fox News and forums like Reddit or Truth Social, many people criticize G20 as woke propaganda, trying to insert female leaders of color into unrealistic positions of power. A writer for The Federalist wrote, "No American president has ever acted like a Marvel superhero. Having an older, muscular, black woman do it is offensive, and that's not representation. It's emotional manipulation." The criticism reflects a deep-seated anxiety about the shifting cultural racial gender power balance that's taking place in Hollywood, especially in the wake of movements like BLM and Me Too. Conservatives see the film as a covert tool for recasting America as progressive, a stark contrast to the rising conservative political climate following Donald Trump's 2024 victory. 3. What the film community says. Polarized, but not indifferent at smaller film festivals, the film critics panel had an interesting reaction. They didn't consider G20 a high-end arthouse film, but acknowledged that it broke some long-standing cinematic stereotypes. On IMDb, the film's initial score hovers around 6.8/10, which is above average for a streaming action film. On Metacritic, critics are split between two extremes, praising the acting and concept, but criticizing the plot as simplistic and more symbolic than realistic. Director Ava DuVernay tweeted, "It's not every day you see a black woman standing in the middle of the G20 strategy room, giving orders to attack. We need more of that." Meanwhile, conservative director Clint Eastwood told Deadline magazine, "I have no problem with anyone playing the president. But if the script disregards political gravity, it's just entertainment. That's it." 4. How did the general audience react? Pure entertainment, moviegoers found G20 to be fast-paced, thrilling, and watchable. In particular, those who loved Olympus Has Fallen, White House Down or Jack Ryan were satisfied with the action, music and special effects in the film. The biggest highlights for the audience are the authenticity in Viola Davis's body and spirit. Maternal love is integrated into the action, giving the character depth. The image of a committed leader instead of sitting in the command room. Conclusion. G20 action film or coded political debate. After its release, the film G20 was a media success and opened up a larger debate about representation, gender, power and politics in modern American culture. For progressive viewers, this is a necessary manifesto for a changing world. For conservatives, this is a test of their acceptance of the image of powerful women. For the average viewer, G20 is simply a watchable action movie. Somewhat different because the main character is not a stereotype. The film is not only an unusual choice in Viola Davis's career, it is also a work of social experimentation, straddling the boundaries of cinema and politics.